Sometimes I be right in your face and hit like genjutsu in place. That's how it be though. Nothing but great effort just to get a C though. Eyes watching but we never seem to be though. So by now, almost everybody and their great-grandmother heard of Jump Force, the new Shonen Jump 50th anniversary game that is coming to the consoles. So far, Xbox has only been confirmed, but let's be honest, I'm surprised it was even announced with Microsoft. They must have struck a deal because they know whatever gets displayed at their part of the E3 conference, people will immediately think, oh, it's exclusive, or oh, they won the conference, so that's probably why, because again, seeing it on Xbox is like, yeah, they're trying to appeal to the Western audience is what I feel as though with that, but that's regardless. I wanted to talk about the truth about this game that a lot of people may not really have seen per se, because a lot of people, they just seen the trailer, or maybe they seen a little bit of the gameplay, and yeah, so in case you don't know, the game that came prior to this, that was the big game, was J-Stars Victory Versus, also known as just J-Stars when it came out in Japan. I imported it when it first came out in Japan on the PS3. I actually got a little collector's booklet with it and everything. I was a really big fan of the game. I love that game, right? I gotta say, but I'm in the minority of people that love J-Stars, because J-Stars, one of the big things people hated is the gameplay. It felt very clunky, it felt very limited. Also, the character roster, a lot of people were like, okay, cool, you have like Goku and Vegeta and Frieza and this and that, but people wanted more characters, and they were unfamiliar with a lot of the characters we got, like, you know, the baby that cries. Again, these are all classic shonen series, whether they were just comedies or whatever. A lot of those, Momotaro, like, there was just a lot of characters that people didn't really, and I don't even know if his name was Momotaro, the dude with the sword or whatever, and the bandana or whatever, but a lot of people were really unfamiliar, so people didn't really care for the roster, but they really just said the gameplay was just off. You know, the graphics weren't the most appealing either. It wasn't the most beautiful looking game. All around, people were just like, me, in the minority, I love J-Stars, okay? I bought the Japanese version. I bought it when it came over to the States on PS4, and they rebranded it as J-Stars Victory Versus Plus. Like, I love the game, okay? I spent too many hours on that game, to be honest with you. It was very hype. They had, you know, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, all the series that you really want in there, you know, battling it out. But again, people didn't really care for it. Now, Jump Force, I honestly spotted it the moment I saw the trailer when there was a small bit of gameplay. People don't really realize this, and I think this is going to be off-putting, because one of the things that Jump Force has way over J-Stars is the fact that it looks immaculate. The graphics are gorgeous. It looks very realistic. You know, they're fighting in New York City, for crying out loud, so they really are, well, one of the reasons I think, again, is that they want to appeal to a Western audience, hence the Xbox, hence fighting in New York City, hence a lot of the things that they did, putting the characters that are really popular in, you know, the US, opposed to like having, like, you know, when they launched J-Stars at the time, Toriko was a big deal in Japan, and they try to market it with Toriko being one of the forefronts. Obviously Toriko has passed or whatever, but they seem as though they really want to push it to a Western audience, and it looks gorgeous. But based on the gameplay I've seen thus far, outside of even just the trailer, they released, I believe, a Sasuke versus Zoro gameplay. They released a couple different things, a little more in-depth of Naruto fighting against Frieza. And I gotta be honest with you, the people that are not in the minority with me, I don't think they're going to like the gameplay, because the gameplay looks very similar, maybe slightly more polished, a little bit more cool looking, and again, the graphics are just amazing in comparison, but it looks straight up like J-Stars, the gameplay, and people really didn't mess with J-Stars because of its gameplay. Now, there's a lot of people that didn't even know that J-Stars existed. When I put out footage on the channel from time to time of me playing the game, people are like, what game is that? What's going on here? The graphics, the movement, the fluidity, it just was kind of, they could have polished it up way better. This game looks gorgeous, but the gameplay is very similar, and that's what I think is going to be somewhat of its downfall. Now, they're saying that it's still in development, they're still working on it, but to be honest with you, it seems as though they used almost the same engine as what they had with, you know, J-Stars, and now they're just tweaking it, so I don't see how far of a difference we're going to get, even if, you know, they have, because I believe this game is coming out next year. With all that time, I still think it's going to be very similar of being clunky, and that's where I think is going to be the downfall, where people are going to say, yo, it's awesome to have the crossovers, you know, having lights in there and all this, and we'll mention something about light in a second, but I do think that that's going to be the point that is going to make or break for people, is the gameplay, because everybody with J-Stars, that was the thing that they really hated the most. A lot of people were like, okay, the graphics ain't all that, but if the gameplay was at least, you know, fun and moved very well, then people would really have, you know, gotten into it. But people didn't like that. I mean, me, I'm a very simple guy. You give me my Naruto and Goku fighting, you give me my Luffy, and you know what I'm saying, I don't fucking know, Frieza, and I'm cool. But a lot of people, that might be a breaking point, because the gameplay isn't all that from J-Stars, and from what I'm seeing from Jump Force, it doesn't look the greatest in the world either. I think the ultimate moves look really amazing. It looks better. The gameplay does look slightly better than J-Stars, but it still looks very clunky, and it looks like almost the same engine, maybe mixed with a little bit of like One Piece's Burning Blood to give it that extra edge. But it's very similar again, and I believe even the same studio that did J-Stars is working on this one as well. So that's where I'm kind of like, I hate to be the hype breaker, because again, I'm buying it day one. You know what I'm saying? They got a collector's edition. I'm getting that too, baby. I'm getting 2, 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm beyond ecstatic for this game. I gotta be clear, because I absolutely loved, and I mean loved, J-Stars. My friends and I played that game to the brim, to the point it was like, yo, we've been playing this for how long now? I think we need to put it down a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But also, a big truth that I've heard has been confirmed is that one of the things that people were really hyped, the end of the Jump Force trailer was revealed, is that Light Yagami from Death Note and Ryuk are going to be a part of the game. But from what I'm hearing, it has been confirmed, I believe, Light will not be playable. And that is disappointing, because for a lot of people, Light was the selling point. A lot of people were like, yo, not only do you have the ones that we, you know, the battle ones, but Light is going to be a part of it as well. I'm imagining he's going to possibly play support, which I think he should have been support in J-Stars to begin with. I think possibly licensing issues is what stopped that, but I definitely wanted to see more, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to see Light in that game, and now the fact that he's not going to be playable, which, to be honest with you, how would you play with Light? If anything, you know what I'm saying, it would just be Light, you would play with more Ryuk, right? And then I guess the special move would be writing their name in the Death Note, but maybe you mess up and you don't completely kill them, or you don't write it that they die, you just write like, hey, Goku breaks his arm and then falls down or some shit. Like, I don't know how that would have worked, but yeah, it seems as though he might just be a villain that you can't really play with, or he might play support. I don't know how that's gonna work. So far, from what I've seen, the character roster that has been confirmed are as follows. We got, of course, Goku, Frieza, Naruto, Sasuke, Luffy, Zoro, Light, and Ryuk. But again, Light and Ryuk aren't going to be playable. I'm just kind of curious, who are they going to have this time around? Because let's be honest, if this is going to be marketed towards a Western audience, a lot of the characters that they had in J-Stars, it would kind of be pointless having them in this. Just being honest with you, a lot of them, people don't know who the baby was. People don't know who a lot of them, the ramen guy, all of that stuff. You could have Nisekoi still. That'd be dope. I think something, my requests that I would like, of course, having Light in there, big move. I wish he was playable, but seemingly he's not going to be able to. But I imagine people work around that. I've seen people using characters that weren't playable in the original J-Stars, and they would mod it to be able to play with them. So people will probably do that as well. I want to see Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to see him, and I can't remember if Yu-Gi-Oh was exactly in Shonen Jump. I want to say yeah, absolutely, but, and I mean, all the years I collected, it always says Shonen Jump, but you never know if it was in an off-brand magazine. I know it's kind of complicated, but yeah, I definitely want to see Yugi. Maybe he could have like an ultimate of like Exodia, or, you know, again, he could be support or something, but I definitely want to see Yugi in there. Of course, a lot of the familiar faces from Yu Yu Hakusho I want to see, Yusuke Urameshi, but I want to see more. Like, if we're going to get this game, and maybe it'll be a smaller roster, because let's be honest, Shonen Jump, this is exclusive to Shonen Jump. I believe we won't have characters like Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, even though he's in Young Jump, but this is to celebrate 50 years of Shonen Jump, so we won't get like a Ken Kaneki. Probably, I doubt it. It would be amazing, and it would be a huge selling point for a lot of people, but I don't think we'll get One Punch Man Saitama, because also that's a seinen series. People don't realize that, but it's a Jump title, but it's a Young Jump title, so I don't think we'll have any of those. It would be great. I think, especially you're marketing it towards a Western audience, having Saitama would be the biggest chess move that they can do. Maybe in the future they'll work it out, who knows, but I think that would be huge as well. But I want more characters per series. So, like, for example, with Yu Yu Hakusho, let me get, of course,
course, Yusuke. Let me get the 4 main ones from like Yu Yu Hakusho. Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama, Hiei, and then let me get 2 villains, you know, Toguro and Sensui. Give me them, and I'll be like, yo, don't get me wrong, I would love even more, but that'd be fine. Likewise with Dragon Ball, even though they did Dragon Ball justice with J-Stars, you had a decent roster, but I want a decent amount of characters per series. Like, let me get at least 5 or 6 per series, since we're gonna have, again, a more shrunken down roster, I'm imagining, because, again, who wants any of those series that we don't know? Especially the mainstream audiences have no clue who a lot of those characters in J-Stars were. I want to see more of the JoJo characters. I believe Jotaro Kujo was supposed to be in J-Stars, but he was left off at the last minute, and he was found actually on the disc. People want to see Shaman King. That would be kind of fun as well. Series that you're not going to see on there, so let me dismay this immediately. Let me just dispel it all. You're not going to see Fairy Tail characters. That is not Shonen Jump. Sadly, it would be cool to see some of them. I ain't gonna lie, I would like to play with them, but we're not going to see any Fairy Tail characters. You're not going to see Magi in there. That one broke my heart to say, but you're not going to see Magi in there. But hey, there's some new guns, so I'm definitely expecting to see My Hero Academia. I'm expecting hugely to see My Hero Academia, to be honest with you. I want, you know, give me, the main ones. I want Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki. Hell, you could throw in Ochako in there. And then, of course, give me All Might and Aizawa. I think a 6-man roster, 5 to 6 per series will be perfect, because it's always about that many characters. You know what I'm saying? I want Beelzebub again. Give me that Beelzebub. If they take Beelzebub out this time around, I'm gonna be destroyed. I need me some Beelzebub, you know what I'm saying? Give me some of that. Black Clover, we got, you know, oh, Yami, baby, Yami, Asta. I want to see Black Clover in there. Hardcore. There's a lot of cool series that Jump has had in recent years. Kimetsu no Yaiba, I highly doubt it won't be in there. So there's going to be a lot of ones, but again, give me more characters per series and make it... I don't know if they're going to be able to mess with the gameplay, because to be honest with you, again, it just looks very similar to J-Stars. Kind of curious what you guys think. With that being said, the fact that you know that it's going to be similar in gameplay-wise to J-Stars, are you still excited? I mean, it looks gorgeous. The story looks like it's going to be very interesting and exciting. They're marketing it towards the Western audience, which is really cool. They rarely do that. I'm imagining it's a licensing nightmare. Imagine having to license all these series. Just because it's all under one umbrella don't mean nothing. They still got to license every single series on their own. It's going to be crazy. You still excited? I mean, I'm getting it day one regardless, and I love J-Stars. I know I'm going to love Jump Force even more. But that is all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, and follow me on Twitch to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. What was I doing here? Bow, bow, bow. Have an awesome day. I need Jump Force ASAP.
Making major moves, laughing at the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever. One day I'll be your favorite, but never.